Very good evening, one and all. Can you hear me, guys? Fine. Thank you. Thanks for your confirmation. Very good evening. So yesterday I have given assignment finding the sum of individual digits of a given integer. That means, for example, if you're giving 123, if you're giving 123, then we will get the value 6 because the sum of individual digits. That means if you're entering like 123, the sum will be calculated like 1 plus 2 plus 3. This is a very important program in a special interview point of view, guys. Okay, so 123, that means 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is equal to 6. So this is the way, for example, if you are giving 100, so then 1 is the answer. Okay. In the same way, for example, if I am giving 789, what is the sum of individual digits of 789, guys? Please respond in the chat box. What is the value of sum of individual digits of 789? Yes, Navika? Yes, fine. Good. Okay. So everybody is responding. Thank you, Dilip. Every day you are used to submit the assignment, Dilip. You and so many students. So definitely I will help you in, especially in some, because so usually you know my role in a college. Okay, so definitely I am every day I'm writing some important roll numbers, okay, in my diary also. Okay, so because you are already done, we are doing a very excellent job every day. Okay, so I'm also replying for some students, so based on the time convenience. Okay, so thank you. So anyway, okay, fine, thank you. Next, so coming to the 24, 7 plus 8 plus 9 equal 24. Let me run it, guys. Now I'm getting I will give 123. The answer is 6, so that is correct answer, right? So the sum of integers is the sum of integers is 6, so our program is correct. I will execute the program, and first of all I would like to trace the program. First of all, the program execution always starts from 43 line. Okay, here, because DEF is a function body, the function definition. So of course it will start from this one, this line onwards. N equal to int of entry a positive number. So I am giving 123. So if we are giving a message like this, some students may think, what will happen if we give it a negative number? Okay, actually these are not required actually. Okay, these are not required actually. So it is just for checking whether you are giving a correct number or not. So that means if I am giving minus 123, it will check minus 123 greater than or equal to 0. Minus 123 is not at all greater than or equal to 0, because you know how I am writing the logic. Whether you know in mathematics, definitely the number which is greater than 0 is nothing but a positive number. The number which is less than 0, that is called negative number. That is the only I'm applying this logic here. So if n greater than or equal to 0, print. That means 123 is greater than or equal to 0. Sum is sum of m. So this is the function calling. That is calling function. Whenever the calling function is calling here, so it will go to the called function sum of n. That means n value will allot to the n. Small n value is 123 now. Small n value is 123 now. Now it will check 123 is greater than 10. Why I am giving 10 greater than 10? So here you would like to apply one thing, guys. So this program can be easily done by using while loop also. Okay, but instead of that I am giving a question with using recursive function. That means the function calls by itself is called recursive function. Here sum is called, here sum is called again. So this is recursive function, that is linear recursion. So here, why I am giving less than 10, first of all I would like to tell you. If I am giving only one digit like 7, what will the sum of individual digits? It will give the same number, right? So if I'm giving the number 7 only, enter a positive number, then it will check 7 less than 10. That condition is to return 7. That means the sum is 7 will be printed, because there is no other numbers, right? So that means that it directly prints. Why I am giving less than 10 only? Because usually you should think up to 9 only. So those are the individual digits. So that's the reason I am giving less than 10. That's all. If I am giving 10, what will happen? That means 1 plus 0 I have to answer, right? So that's the reason I'm applying the else statement here. And n modulus 10. So it will check return of n modulus 10. First of all, I'm taking the number called 123. Any number modulus 10 which will give the value as last digit, that is 3 only, plus sum of, that is function name, sum of n floor division of 10. That means 123 floor division of 10, it will give the value 12, because 12 tens are 120. So again it will check the condition. That means this is the function calling again. That means it is called recursively. Again now n value is 12 now. So now n 12 greater than 10, 12 less than 10, condition is false. So yes, it executes the else part. So return of n modulus 10. Okay, that means 3 plus will be common, and it will check the s of 12 now. So s of 12 means now 12 modulus 10, that is 2, plus 12 floor division of 10, that is value is 1. 12 floor division of 1, that is the value 1. Okay, but it will check in sum of only. That means the function will be written, the value will be written like sum of only. Now one value will be executed in one will be transferred into small n. That means small n is now 1. 1 less than 10, condition true, return n, that means return 1. That means 3 plus 2 plus 1, that is 6. So very easy logic, guys. Okay, so I hope everyone understand. So but some students, I am really happy, they used the global keyword in the program. They explained, even they submitted the assignment also, especially second EC students also. I'm very happy, this is the program actually. So before going to explanation about global keyword, this example, the same program can be applied using global also, but it, of course it is a lengthy, but they're written like this. Okay, I'm very happy for that, because yesterday we discussed about global keyword. Okay, and now I would like to tell about the, so in the last class I got a error actually, right? So it is not an error in that. Sometimes spider is showing like that error only. Okay, so I'm just copy the same code. I did not change anything, guys. So okay, let me check that program once again. This is example 1. So in example 2 we are getting error, right? So it is changing, for example, if I'm copying this one, control C. Okay, here I'm copying the same code, I'm not getting any error. Okay, so if I'm copying, if I'm just pasting here once again, now I am getting the error again. Okay, so why it is showing like this? Okay, sometimes spider is also taking a lot of time to read the particular lines. Okay, so there is no error in that. Actually you can check here, you can check here. So you can check both the lines parallelly. Okay, so I'm just adding global A now. Okay, I'm just adding global A now. So I'm just pressing control of the enter. I'm giving control global A. So there is no change in this program. Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, this is same and this is also same. Still it is getting error. You can also check. Okay, so but after 5 minutes the error is automatically removing. Okay, so yesterday we stopped in that way. So no problem, guys. So it's not an error actually, but it is showing like this. Sometimes I'm pressing enter, and I'm just 1 minute. I'm just pressing enter and I'm just removing, delete again. In that region the error is automatically okay eliminating here. So don't worry about that, guys. That is not an error at all. So the same program I already written here. Okay, you can check with this. Now before going to, I would like to remove the spaces here. Oh, here it is getting error again. Okay, 1 minute. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about one thing. I would like to tell you one more thing before going to the today's concept, like global, local, non-local variables. Okay, so actually we don't have these topics actually in the syllabus, but I am telling, guys, because these are very basics. In syllabus they are mentioning the abstraction mechanism like that. Okay, so those are not mandatory, I think. Okay, so those are these are the very important concepts you have to know in especially functions, because usually in interview point of view also they will give the variables like global, local, and what is the value we will get. They will ask some questions related to that. Okay, so that's the reason before going to the today's session I would like to complete the yesterday's concepts. So actually yesterday I would like to tell you one thing. So the Python, first of all you can read this rules of a global keyword first of all. Okay, So global means it can be accessible anywhere in the program. First of all, if a variable is assigned a value anywhere within the body, it is assumed to be local unless explicitly declared as global. That means if you are not declaring any variable as global, by default it will take like it is a local variable only. Okay, variables that are only referenced inside a function are implicitly global. That means, for example, if you are referencing to the particular variable, for example, if I am telling the example like a equal to 10 in the globally, and I am specifying the internally global a, that is also like a global variable. Okay, so here, whenever you are declaring outside a function, there is no need to declare no need to declare global keyword. Okay. In C language also, in external keyword is not mandated to declare while declaring external variable like global variable. This is also same here. Okay. So anyway, to access a global variable inside a function, there is no need to use a global keyword. Just now we discussed about this point, right? So that means here, whenever you are taking the example one here, so here I am taking a equal to 15 and b equal to 10. But here I am not declaring any global a, global b like that. But it can be accessible anywhere in the program. That means it can be, for example, let me copy this code, guys. Okay, let me copy this code. Still it is getting error. Why it is getting error? So there is no mistake at all. So you can check the same. Okay. So if I am running the same program, okay, I will get the output also. Let me run this code, guys. Let me run this. I'm getting 20 here. Okay, the same program. Like 1 second, I'm running this program. I'm getting error. Okay. So anyway, that's not an issue, guys. So you forget about this. Sometimes spider it is looking like this. Okay, I'm removing anyway. So yesterday I am confused because when I'm preparing for the class, I yes. Some students are telling, I checked, sir, I'm not getting any other. Thank you, Bhavani. So yesterday I really surprised because whenever I'm preparing for the class, before that I would every day I use it to prepare all the programs. Okay, whether I know it will works or not, definitely I will run. Then only I am in the place to explain you guys. Okay, so that's the reason I really surprised yesterday. Okay, so anyway, thank you. Let me remove this. So why it is getting an error? I would like to remove. First of all, so this is the program, guys. I did not declare any global keyword here. So I'm giving a value 15, b value 10, and I'm giving c equal to a plus b. I'm printing c here. So first of all, you would like to understand, many students don't know about global keyword because they usually think into float, class, double. They will learn those programs only. But in Java also we have like keyword like public. Public means it's an access specifier. Those variables can be accessed anywhere in the program. Okay, so here I would like to tell you one thing, guys. You should understand the very important definition I would like to tell you now. So listen carefully, guys. Okay, I would in Java usually we have the access specifiers like public, private, okay, default, okay, so protected like that. So private is an access sphere which is access the particular values into particular class only. That means it can restrict the particular variables in other classes. Okay, that means they cannot be accessible outside the class. Okay, so in public, whereas when declared in a public, that can be accessible anywhere in the program. So here we don't have the keywords, right? Up to now we did not enter into the oops concept, so don't worry. So till now, here you have to know what is the local variable, what is the global variable. First of all, for any program, I am writing a variables like a equal to 15 and b equal to 10. Okay, so if I am declaring like this, it can, if, the program execution starts from this line, and after this line, after that it will go to this line only, no problem. So add off. So actually it will execute this part only, but after definition, whenever you are giving it, it will act like a global variables. Okay, so now I am thinking that these are global variables. Whenever I am declaring c here, C is a local variable, guys. C is a local variable. Why it is a local variable? Because it is defined add function. It is defined in add function. Okay, so now this is the calling function, this is the called function. Whenever add is calling, so it is going to this part, and the add function is called c equal to a plus b. That means these values, a and b values, will be copied here. So 15 plus 10, 25 will be the answer. So c equal to 25, c equal to 25 will be printed here. So if you would like to access a, b values in this or here also, it will work. So let me run this program, guys. I hope you understand that. I'm getting, you can see, that means I am getting the a and b values here as well as here. That means we can access here also. That's why I'm getting c value as 25, right? So you can give the same values. That's not an issue. You can give the same lines here. Okay. Oh, for simple code it is getting again error. What they say. So What happened to my spider? Unindent does not match any outer indentation. So that's not an error actually. So let me open Colab. Why it is showing like this? Okay, anyway, I'm telling that means A B values can be accessible here also. Okay, so that's the reason I'm telling guys. Anyway, I would like to remove this line and I would like to comment this line. Okay, so now the error is finished. Anyway, no problem guys. So I would like to tell you guys, here A value B value is there. Now I would like to access those values here and also here. Okay, now I'm running the program. So I'm getting 15 10 50 10. So that is nothing but a global variable. I hope you everyone understand. For example, so here print C I am giving. Okay. Yeah, again it is getting error. So it's not an error actually guys, please don't worry. 1 minute. So here I am giving C equal to A plus B print of C. Here I am declaring C here. So C is a local variable in the add function. C is a local variable in the add function. That means, so you can print the C value here, but you cannot print the C value here because C is not a global variable. So that is the difference you have to understand guys. Okay. So I don't want to play with this. Okay, so it is getting any error, but I will just copy the code and I will run the code in the Colab. Come fast. Still it is getting error. What happened? Yes. Okay. Indentation, I think. Okay. Still it is getting error. Indent does not match. What that match? 1 minute, guys. I will give tab again. Okay. Yes, I'm getting error. I'm getting the answer, right? So there is no error in this actually. So usually they think that at least we space problems. I think so. Okay. So indentation error is nothing but it will come for only for spacing purpose only. But there is no error in this. Okay. I hope you understand, guys. So now C value, if I'm accessing the C variable here, I'm just printing here. But C cannot be accessible here because C is a local variable that is defined in add function. Okay, so but C is not defined here. That means after this line I am not giving the C value. So let me run it, guys. Now I am getting the error. So this is correct because name C is not defined, because C is not defined in these lines. Okay, so that's why I'm getting the error. I hope you understand what is the local and what is the global. But here you don't need to declare a global keyword. But when we have to declare a global variable, sir, I will tell you now. Okay, I will tell you. So this is the example one, guys. Now I will move to the example two. So yesterday also we discussed about this. Let me explain it without global keyword now. So just now we explained the without global keyword for the above example. For the same example, if I would like to change the particular value, that means I am incrementing the value with 5. Okay, this will not be possible, guys. In Python, whenever you are giving a value 15, if you are giving, like, for example, I would like to add like 1 minute. I would like to add like A equal to A plus B. Let me copy this code. Okay, so let me copy this code and I will run in the Colab itself. Okay, I will give like A equal to A plus 5. Before going to that, I would like to give space once. Please wait. I will give enter only. Okay, that's better. Okay, so I would like to print A value here. I am removing the B value. Okay, so you can see now I am giving A equal to A plus 5, print of A. Let me run this code. You will get an error because in Python, whenever you are declaring a equal to 15 like that, you cannot increment or decrement that value. That means you don't have any permission to change the particular value. Okay, so that means it is a global variable. It can be accessible anywhere in the program. That should be 15 only. If you want to make necessary changes, that means if you want to increment or decrement or whatever it may be, then you need to declare a global keyword, and let me explain now. So increment a value by a5, then function to a global value. For example, I am calling this without a global keyword. Okay, you should understand. So now it is getting like local variable a reference to before an assignment. This is I'm getting this error. So now coming to the example 3 with global keyword. Okay, so with global keyword means the same example I am adding only one line like global x. That means I am changing variable name also. But let me run it. Let me run it with global a here. Global, okay, a. Now I am running the program. Now I am getting 20. That is, our program is absolutely correct. So why in the above case it will not work? Now why it is working, I will tell you guys. So by using this global keyword here, okay, so global is a keyword in Python. So we have 35 keywords totally. So whenever you are declaring a global a means here a can be declared anywhere in the program. That means it can be accessible whatever the value you are assigned to it. For example, if I am assigning a value as 20 here, I would like to print 20 here, then you will get 20 only, not 15, because you are declaring here only. Okay, so in that way, that means I will tell you different examples. Don't worry, I am having 15 examples today. Don't worry, there is very basic examples only, because you have to understand the concept first. That's the reason I am telling a lot of examples. Okay, so whenever I am giving global a, then you will get 20. So in the previous case, without I am using global keyword, I am getting an error, because whenever you are incrementing or you are incrementing the value. For example, if I am giving instead of a equal to a plus 5, if I am giving like a c equal to a plus 5, if I am giving c equal to a plus 5, for example, if I am giving like this, okay, I am printing c only, then it will execute or not? Please tell me guys in the chat box. My question is, I am giving a value 15 only. In the add body, I am giving c equal to a plus 5. I am printing c only. So it will execute or not? Okay, I want the answer from everyone guys, please. No, still some students are saying no. Okay, okay, fine. So let me clear that. Let me clear it. I will clear your doubts, guys. I am removing this line. Okay, I am just giving c equal to a plus 5. I am just giving print c here. Okay. Now I am running the code without giving global. Okay, without giving global, I am getting an answer, because I am not changing the a value, guys. Here I am just adding this a value a plus 5 to c. That means a value is not changed. So 20 will get. There is no error in this. That's why it will execute absolutely. Still some students are saying no. That's the reason I am telling guys. Okay. So I think I hope it is clear, guys. Now, so these are the concepts yesterday I would like to cover. I think it is clear now. So anyway, I sent the material up to this part yesterday only. So from today I am preparing a separate material. I have 10 pages almost. Please wait guys. Tomorrow maybe there is no class work due to Gandhi sir birthday. Okay, so you know guys. So we have to follow that, right? So that's the reason. Tomorrow there is no class. It's a public holiday. So otherwise Gandhi will be angry on me. So don't worry. Python global, local and non-local variables. So today I would like to discuss about what is global, what is local and what is non-local with a clear-cut examples, guys. Okay, so if you have any doubts, definitely you can ask immediately, no problem guys. Okay, so I hope everyone are fine. Let me start global, local, non-local. Before going to that, I would like to see what are the various keywords are there in Python. So you should check guys, you should check here. Global is a keyword and non-local is a keyword. Okay, there is no space. Non-local is a keyword and there is no local keyword. You should observe anything. There is no, these are alphabetical order actually. Okay, A B C D F G H I J K, no J, it's L, lambda, that's all. Okay, so there is no local keyword. That means in Python we have two keywords, namely global and non-local. You should understand first, then I will move to the topic. These are the topics. Once again, I am telling there is not. These are the topics not described in any syllabus itself. But I am telling because yesterday we are discussed about the namespace. You can describe all these examples because namespaces are nothing but whenever you are declaring any program, you are using a same variable name for all the values. You will get a problem. So how to avoid that namespace by using scope and all we are telling. So that is the concept actually. but here I am giving an advanced examples. These are for only for understanding purpose. You just go through this material. If you want to prepare for the exam, you can prepare, no problem at all, because they will ask, because we have the keywords are the part of the syllabus. Okay, according to syllabus, they are not mentioned in the Python keywords also in the syllabus, but we have to study because keywords plays a major role in programs. Okay, now so global variables, first of all we already know that what is a global variable. Just now I discussed everything about global variable. In Python, a variable declared outside of the function or in a global scope is known as a global variable. This means that a global variable can be accessed inside or outside of the function. That's the reason I'm getting the, whenever you're declaring 20, you can access that when inside the function or outside the function also. So that is the purpose of a global variable, guys. So let me give you an example. Here you should understand there is no global keyword. Okay, here there is no global keyword. Here I am giving x equal to global, it's just a variable value only. Okay, so you should listen carefully. Okay, because sometimes may confuse many students. Okay, that's the reason I'm telling. And I'm just moving to here. Okay, so let me clear the console. Okay, so here foo is a function name. Many times in usual in interview point of view, they will give foo is a function like that. Foo is a predefined function, not a predefined function. It's a user defined function only. Okay, so that means some may give any function name. That means you can give temp, you can give fun, you can give any name, not only foo. Okay, foo is a just a user defined function name. I'm just changing anyway for fun like this. Okay, you can change anything. That's not an issue. It's a function only, user defined function. So let me explain what is a global keyword. First of all, I would like to open the notes, create a global variable. Okay, so the concept is here I am defining a function. This is function. Okay, so whenever I am giving like function here, so this will be executed directly to this value. That means this is the called function. Now x inside it will print global. Tarvata next it will again go back to this function and it executes this line, x outside x value is global, that will be displayed as it is. Okay, so here once again I'm telling here global is not a keyword. I'm telling you with an example. It is like a variable value, it is a string, that's all. Okay, here I'm not defining a global keyword. Whenever you're giving a global keyword, the syntax of global keyword is you have to give global first and you have to add a like that. Just now we discussed earlier. Okay, you don't need to ask that. Okay, so this is the syntax of the global keyword, but here I am using global. Okay, don't confuse. So because why I am giving global, you are thinking like it is a global variable. That's the reason I'm telling. And x equal to global means here x is defined outside the function. That means the x is a global. That means you can print that value here also that can be accessible. Now it will print like x inside global, x outside global. So that is the program theme. So now I am getting x inside global, x outside global. Okay, so I explained each and everything. So in the material also you can go through it, no problem. Now coming to the example. Now here instead of global I'm removing 30. Okay, here I'm giving 30 only. You will get 30 only in the both sides. Okay, x inside 30, x outside 30. That means here also 30 will be printed, here also 30 will be printed, because x is equal to 30 declared in as a global variable. Let me cut this. I will give here. Okay, so let me run this program, guys. Okay, here you can see I'm giving x equal to 30 here, fun. That means why I am declaring here, you can see here. So I am giving fun. 1 minute, guys, I will tell you in different examples, don't worry. Here I am defining x equal to 30. That means the program execution always begins from this line onwards. You know that. That means whether it is declared here or whatever it may be. So now I am giving x equal to 30. Fun means it will go to this part. Now here x value will be 30 will be allotted, because here I am defining x equal to 30 here only. But it can be accessible inside the function also and outside the function also. I am getting the 30. You should understand the basic differences. Okay. That means of course you can define here, of course you can define. That's not a problem at all. But here the one problem you have to understand in Python, you cannot delete these lines, and you don't have the chance to write the functions before. That means, for example, I think many students don't know about Java. I would like to introduce Java concept right now here. So in Java, okay, we have two classes. For example, class A, class B, and we have a main function. Everybody knows that So we have main function, we have some classes also in Java, but you can declare a main class only in the last. That means after class A, class B, you need to display a public static void main in a Java. That means even C language also, in C language also, if you are declaring main function, if you are declaring a main function, if you are calling any method like add, if you are calling any method like add, if you are giving add here, if you are giving add and with the body here, okay, so it will execute this line. If you are removing these lines and you can put in the fronter like add of like that body, it can be accessible in C language and Java also. You should listen carefully, guys. That means everybody says that C program execution starts from main function, but if you are having a user defined function inside the main function, you can write that body before the main function or after the main function. It will not be a problem at all in C language or Java. You should understand carefully. But whereas in Python, okay, whereas in Python, whatever the function body you are defining, it should be on the top of the, that means here you should think like these are the main roles, right? So it can be defined here only, okay? So that's why I'm getting still error, okay? So now let me remove this and let me copy here. I'm just pasting here, okay? So now my error is removed automatically. So this is the first you have to understand. Next, let me move to the next example. Now I'm giving the next example. What if you want to change the x inside a function? For example, I am changing the x value. So you know already. So you know already. For example, 1 minute, guys. I think earlier example I already removed. Okay, phone. Okay, no problem. So here few is a function. 1 minute. Let me copy this. Let me run it here. Okay. Oh, why it is getting error again? So f global def. 1 minute. Def. Okay. 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 Again it is getting errors. What's happened? There is no, okay, it is error only, no problem. So I am thinking like it is a general error. It's error only because here just now I told you guys, if I am giving a value as 15, if I am incrementing the a value 15 plus 5, I will not get 20 because I am not defining a global x here. Okay. So here you know that star is a repetitive operator. Okay. That means I would like to print global 2 times. That means x into 2 means global into 2. But it will also not work, guys, because here I'm not defining a global x here. I'm not giving a global x here. For example, if I am removing this line, it works. Okay, now error is removed. Okay, right? So now error was removed. So let me run this program now. Global. So print of x, that means x global is a value only. It's not a keyword here. Okay. So for that means it acts like a global. That's the reason I'm telling global only. Once again I'm telling. Now, so I think you understand now. So that means now if you want to run x equal to x into 2, then you have to give then you have to definitely use like global x, because whenever you are giving a global variable, you don't have any rights to add or multiplication or whatever it may be. It cannot be possible because you are axing x into 2 and you are storing the same variable in it. For example, if I am removing x here, if I am giving y here, if I am giving y again here, it works. Okay, it will not get any error. Just now I asked you in the chat box. Now I am getting global 2 times. This is the way you understand what is a global now. Okay, so 1 minute, guys. Next. But here the problem is with the same name only, because we are discussing about namespaces, right? So that's the reason I'm telling. Next. So now it is getting error. Already just now I told you guys. So 1 minute. Let me move it. So unbound local error. It is getting like this. Now. So this is up to global variable. I think global variables are completed. If you have any doubts, I will wait for 1 minute. You can ask in the chat box. Anyone, guys? I think it is clear. If you can just mention clear, that's all. I will move to the local variable then. I think everybody is clear with global. Thank you, Saranya. Yes, everybody is saying yes, it is clear. Thank you. Thanks for your response. And if you want to run again, I will give global x here. Then also you will not get any error. Okay. Global syntax is global x like that. Okay. So x is a variable, global is a keyword. Running this program again, I will get a global 2 times. Okay, because now global means, it means if you're giving x like this, it will act like a global, but you have to define in this way, then only it will not get any error. Okay, so this is the way you understand, guys. Next variable, local variable. So a variable declared inside the function's body on or in their local scope is known as a local variable. Let me take an example. This is very easy example, guys. I don't want to see the output. First of all, I would like to explain. 1 minute. I'm removing this anyway, you understand, right? So I'm giving this, but it is showing error almost. Oh, it is getting, I would like to ask you guys actually, but it is getting error anyway. Anyway, that is right only. Okay, so I'm telling guys, now foo is a function. Okay, now it is going to this part. Now it is going to this part. So y equal to local. It is assigned the value like local. That means you are thinking like y is local variable. I'm just giving a local like this. You can give any value, 20, 50 like that. Okay. Now it is y is a local variable here. That means this y value cannot be accessible outside the function. But I would like to print the y value here. How can I access? I'm getting error like this. I'm getting the error like this because y can be accessible here only. This is a local variable. This is a local variable. If you are defining y equal to local like this here, it can be accessible inside and outside also. So that's the reason. Now it is getting error. So let me run this, guys. Name y is not defined because here I am accessing the y value, but y value is not defined here. For example, if I am giving y equal to local like this here if I am giving like this also, now error was removed. I am getting the answer also. But I am removing once again. Okay, so now I would like to print y value here. It will be accessible. Okay, it will be accessible. Now I am running the program, guys. Now I am getting local, but you cannot print, you cannot access the y value outside the function. That means here, of course, you are calling the foo function here, but it won't works because the body of the y should be here only, right? So y variable defined here only. That's the reason the value cannot be retrieved again. Okay. Why I am telling all these examples? Because whenever you are entering into the programming real part, okay, real time examples, you have to know basic rules. For example, sometimes you know that whenever you are for example, if you are interacting with many bank websites, some details you can visible. Even some, for example, you are entering your 16-digit ATM card number also. Sometimes it is not visible. It will show like the XXXX. Okay, that means some it will show like that XXL. Okay, so that means why it is hiding. That means some functions can hide the data, whatever the data entered by user. So that can be accessible only within that function like that. Okay, so those are the various examples in the real-time point of view. That's why you should know about what is the difference between global, local and non-local, because in interviews definitely ask these type of questions, especially in Java. They will ask so many questions with respect to global and with respect to public, with respect to private, with respect to protected and all. Okay, so listen carefully, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask. So now you can understand what is a local variable. Now I will move to the next example. So it is getting error because y is not defined in the earlier example. Now creating a local variable. For example, if I am giving def foo and y equal to local, just I am calling foo, that means I am getting local. That means y value will be printed like this. Just now we discussed that also. Next, so this is local, guys. It is completed. Now I am going to explain about differences between global and local. Okay, I am with the same example. So let me copy this. Okay, first you see the program. And tell me what is the output. There is no error in this. Of course, the program is very output is very lengthy, right? That's the reason you are taking so much of time to type the program. Very good, very good. Even though, but they are responding. Monica, that is correct answer. Everybody is saying correct answer. What? Wow, super. Pawan, still you will get some more answers. Okay, thank you guys, thank you, because these are very lengthy, right? So I will remove other names, then it is fine. Okay, listen guys, now I am running the program. I am getting global 2 times and local 1 time. Okay, why I'm so this is the example for comparing with global and local also. First of all, the x value here I'm taking global, it's a value only. Now foo, that means I'm calling the function, it is getting into the function body global x. That means you can have a rights to change the x value, or you can multiply, or you can add, or you can multiply, and you can do a lot of operations with this. Okay, so y equal to local I am giving. Okay, so y equal to local and x equal to x into 2. So that means here now y equal to value is local and x equal to x into 2 means global into 2. That means global into 2 means global will be printed 2 times. That will be stored in sorry guys. So here y equal to local, so x equal to x into 2 means, so global into 2 means global will be printed 2 times. Here why I'm getting global 2 times, because you can change the x value, because you are defining global x here. If you are removing this line, you cannot have a chance to write this expression. Okay, so now I'm getting print of x means global 2 times, and print of y means I will get the y value. So this is the difference between local and global. So let me write it in a different example. I am writing 50 here, I am writing 100 here. For your understanding purpose only I am telling local like that, because there is no local keyword, so that's the reason I am telling. So can you please tell me the answer in the chat box right now? I think it is easy guys. Why 102 times, sir? Okay, yes. So what happened to the students? Some students. No. It's a multiplication operator. If you are giving star 2, it is an integer, right? It is an integer. So, but still some students are doing, okay? Still some students are doing like 50-50. What is 50-50? 52 times. No, not at all. Okay, let me run this, guys. I'm getting 100. Here 50 is not a string. If I am giving that 15 double quotes, then your answer is correct. Okay, let me run this. Now I am getting 50-50. This is the way you should think. Still you are now confusing about strings, so I'm really unhappy then. Okay, so please guys, no, once again I'm telling 599 please. So it is not 50-50, it is 100 only. Okay, for whatever I am writing here, you are telling that way. Okay, no problem. So I think hope it is clear. Now once again I'm telling guys, if I am telling in this way, now y is a local variable, it can be accessible here. If you want to print y value here, it cannot be accessible, because y is a local variable here and x is a global variable here. Okay, so for example, you have a lot of doubts. Okay, you are not asking of course, but I will tell you guys. If I am telling x equal to 50 here, okay, I am removing this line, I am just adding here, okay, I am running the program again, because you have to know, okay, name x is assigned to before global declaration. That means here whenever you already assign the x value, but after that you are giving global x, that's the reason it is getting error. Name x is assigned to before global declaration. Okay, that means whenever it is declared outside of the function, it is fine. Okay, but once again I am removing this line. I will work with different examples, then you can understand definitely. Now I will tell in this line x equal to 50 here. Now let me run this again. Okay, now I am getting the answer. I hope you understand. That means if you are declaring a global x after you are giving a x value here, then it is fine. But if you are declaring x value 50 before the global x line, that is error. Okay, and you can do the same example with here also. Okay, This is, of course, everybody knows this, but in interviews they have to confuse a lot. Okay, so they give like that only. That's the reason I'm telling. If I giving x equal 50 like that also, it will be accessible. Okay, and I will ask one more doubt, guys. Now I would like to print x in after foo function. Okay, that means here. So it will works or not? I would like to ask you guys. Okay, now I am giving print x after foo function. It will works or not? Okay, thank you, Shine Antonym. So, okay, works. Everybody is saying it works. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you. And let me run this. I'm getting 100, 100, 100. That means here 100 means okay. So you may confuse. 1 minute. Oh, so here you should understand one more thing. Here you should understand one more thing. Here it is not getting 50. After updating the value here, what is the value you are getting? X equal x into 2. That means x equal to 100 is here, right? It x equal 100 here. Let me change the variable values. You may confuse. I will give 10 here. Okay, I will give 10 here. Then I will run the program again. Okay, I hope you understand now. So listen, guys, because these are the various questions. Okay, so in interview point of view, that's why I'm telling, guys. Here I am giving x value 50. It is globally assigned. But whenever you are giving global means, for example, if you are making any changes in particular variable, those values can be replaced with the original values. So if I am printing x here, I am getting x into 2 means 50 into 200 I am getting. Okay. So print of y here I am giving y value 10, it is getting 10 only. But after foo function completed, the body of the foo function is completed here, it will go back to the print statement, print of x. But x value cannot be 50 here because x value changed to 50 into 2 like 100. That's the reason it is getting 100. I think hope it is clear now what is the difference between global and local. Now I will move to the next examples. Thank you, guys. Everybody is saying correct answers. So you are understanding in a very well manner. So thank you. Next. No, it's a very good question. Okay, I will tell you. So it's a very different examples I would like to tell you actually. Global variable and local variable with the same name. Okay, with the same name. But anyway, I think definitely you will answer. I'm removing this, guys. Okay. But I already given like local and global. Definitely you will answer. Definitely you will answer. Okay. Okay. Everybody is saying correct answer. Super. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. All answers are correct. Okay. Whatever you are saying here, so everybody answering very well. Excellent. So let me run this, guys. I think hope you understand now. So whatever the variable name is same. Okay. So instead of y in the above example, I'm just giving x. I'm running the code now. You are getting local x10, global x5. Here I'm giving x equal to 5. I'm not changing anything. That's why it works as it is. So now it is x value 10, guys. So now local x means local 10 value will be printed. Okay. Here after the foo function completed, so the same value, that means same variable is assigned with a here, for example, here x equal to 5, guys. Okay, that means for example this 5 can be printed here. It cannot be printed here because here whenever it is entered into the new loop, that means new function, this value only considered. So that's the reason it is getting 10 in this place, 5 in this place. I hope it is clear now. Okay, next. Now I am coming to the next keyword, non-local. So non-local is a keyword actually. That's the reason I'm telling here. So if you're putting heading, it is fine, no problem. Non-local variables like that. So anyway, you can mention small letters. That's fine. That's better because non-local is a keyword. Okay. So non-local variables. 1 minute. Non-local variables are used in nested functions especially. So now you will get some confusion, but don't worry, I will clarify. Okay. So whose local scope is not defined. This means that the variables can be neither in the local nor the global scope. Okay, so that means I will tell you guys, don't worry. So I will just copy the code, but I don't want to show the output. I will move a little bit slow. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. So it is non-local now. So listen carefully, guys. You don't think? I will give the another example, then you can think, no problem. First of all, I would like to tell you what is a non-local, right? So first of all, I would like to tell you what is a non-local. Non-local is a keyword, first of all. Okay, non-local is a keyword. So let me run this example. Here, outer is a function. That means whenever it is a calling function, this is a calling function. Whenever it is calling, it will go to this part. It will go to this part. Okay. Now x equal to local. That means here x is a local variable, not a local is a keyword. X is a local variable. Okay. So after that, def inner, but it will not works. But it will not works because after assigning this value, it shifts to this line. Because def is another function. For example, if you are running the same program, why you are not starting from 11th line? It will start from 22 line only. In the same way, after outer function is executing the function, then it is entered into the x equal to local. After that, inner function is calling. After inner function is calling, it will go to inner function. Okay. Now I am changing non-local x, like global x, like that. You have to declare non-local x. Here non-local is a keyword. Now x is non-local variable. Okay. Now x equal to non-local I am giving. Okay, print inner x. That means x will be, that means here inner non-local will be printed here. I think it is clear, guys. Here non-local is a value. Here it is a value. It is not a keyword. You should understand the difference, guys. Whatever the you can, I will tell you one thing, guys. I think you are already familiar with the spider. Whatever the orange colors are there, those are the keywords. That's all. Those are the keywords. Okay. Orange colors all are keywords only. DEF, non-local. You can just type anything. Okay. If I'm typing anything like for example, if I'm typing like what I said earlier, global. Okay, it is getting automatically orange color, right? So you should think in that way. Okay, that's better then. Okay, so now you can tell now x equal to non-local. That means don't write these lines in examination. Okay, all the keywords in written in orange color loni. That is not the correct thing. Okay, that is the IDE responsibility. Okay, that is not predefined, guys. Okay, so now I am telling for your understanding purpose. Okay, so now x equal to non-local, non-local will be printed. After that, it is going back to this place and it will execute the outer x. Okay, but still it is saying non-local only, because of course it is a local variable. Whenever you are changing the x as a non-local, that value will be replaced as non-local only. That means this value only will be printed. This value only will be printed. This value not at all will be printed. Okay. I hope you understand, guys, because it is treated as a non-local variable. So non-local variable means whenever you are assigning a value to that variable, so this x will not be the particular, that means the value cannot be hold like local value cannot be hold in the x. So that's the reason I'm getting non-local. So let me run the same example with one more example. Don't worry, don't confuse. Okay, but you can see here, if we change the value of a non-local variable, those changes appear in the local variable. This is the very important point you have to understand. So that's the reason I'm telling, guys. That means whatever the values you are giving here, so that means non-local, whenever you're changing the non-local values, so those variables values will be changed automatically in the local variable also. Other example, I'm telling other example. I don't want to see the output. That's the reason I'm telling. Okay, fine. Now this is your turn. Now this is your turn. You have to answer the program. Okay. So I will get only one value in the output screen. What that value? You should check the program first. You should check the program. Likita, correct answer. B6 Vishnu, correct answer. Yes, yes. Oh wow. Everybody is saying correct answer. Oh, 301 Ambati Raja, wrong answer please. Once again you should think. I am declaring non-local A. Whenever you are giving a non-local A means the local value will be replaced with non-local. Once again I am telling. I think it is very clear, guys, and everybody is saying correct answer. The answer is absolutely 100. Let me run this code. A is 100. How I am getting 100? Once again I will tell you. Listen carefully. Now outer function. So it will execute this part. A equal to 10. That means A equal to 10 means here it is a local variable. A is a local variable. If you want to print A value here, what will happen? What will happen, guys? Nobody is answering. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, fine. Thank you. First, let me run this example first. Okay. So after the 10 value completed, A equal to 10, it will not execute this line. It is going to this part, inner function. This is a calling function. Inner function means inner function is a user defined function. For your understanding purpose, I am taking a variable name like that. Okay, there is function name like that. You should understand very carefully. So inner function means again it will go to this part. And now non-local A. That means A is converted into non-local. Now A value I am assigning to 100. Even though A having 10, it should be removed from the memory. After completion of that line also I am printing the A value here. But of course A value 10 is here, but still I am getting 100 here. Okay. And you will have a doubt now. Okay, don't worry. Before going to I think you know what is the doubt. I know. I will give here. Okay, I will give here. Now I am running the program again. Okay, I am getting 10 here, I am getting 100 here. I think it is clear now. Everybody please. So I think it is clear now. Once again I am telling. Now I am giving A 10 here, A I am printing here. That means it is a local variable. After printing this line, it is going to inner function. After that it is entered into this function. Now non-local A means A assigned to 100. This value will be replaced here. So this is the way you have to understand. I think hope you understand what is a non-local keyword in Python. Now, so actually these are examples are more than enough, guys. But still I am giving a one more example, final example. If you are telling this example answer correctly, I'm very happy, guys. I'm very happy. Okay, I will copy the code. Let me check. Wait. Whoa, what happened? What happened? 1 minute. So unfortunately output is getting, that's the reason I'm telling. Okay, so this is your turn. Of course the program is lengthy, but you should answer. Three values will be printed. Please think and then answer. Excellent, Likita. Excellent, Dilip. 100% Dilip. Super. 247 Devi. Wow. Triple E students and mechanical students are also responding. This is the power of programming, guys. Thank you, Navika. Thank you, Bhavani. Super. I am expecting the answer from any of the faculty here. Please respond in the chat box. 402 wrong answer. Once please think. Everybody should answer. Everybody. Because I think yes. Thank you, Prasad sir. Thank you. But I think okay, fine. Some logic is different. Prasad sir, please once check again. Okay. Some only minor mistake. And Pravalik, excellent. Syamala, what Syamala? Only we are giving one value. Verma, super. Bhavani, wrong answer. 54 Lankato, correct answer. No. Here you are having three values, 10, 100,000. Please think properly. Please think properly. So please send the answer no, at a time. Some students are telling a 10, 10 like that. Okay, don't do like that. You will get 3 numbers. No, no, Shravanti, wrong answer. 592. This is the final example. Yes, Pavan, that is absolutely correct. I already told this is the final example. You have to tell the correct answer, guys. Yes, Tejashvi. 262 Jyoti, triple E student, excellent. That is correct answer. Wow, MCA students, of course you are having examinations. Still you are attending the classes. Thank you, thank God. I wish you all the best to the MCA students. You are having external examinations also and lab externals also going on. You are attending the college also. Today also I saw so many students. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. So everybody is saying the answer. But don't neglect your studies, guys. I will upload my videos in YouTube. Okay. Of course, you are not liking my video also. Don't problem at all. Okay. So I will just upload for your at least one of the student may see watch that video. So let me run it. Now I am getting A value 10, B value, A value 100, A value 1000 again. Here, whatever the class I have discussed till now, global, local, non-local. If the variable names are different, if I am giving A value here, if I am giving B like that, if I am giving C like this, everybody will tell the correct answer. Okay? Everybody will tell the correct answer. But what is a namespace? Namespace means whenever you are giving the same name to the particular function or a particular variable, then how can the program will decide which function will be executed first, which value will be printed first? At the yesterday I discussed, if I am having the 3 students name with Kumar, how can I call name like Kumar? So I would like to call with the another like surname like that. But here we have some keywords to access the particular values. That means yesterday we discussed about the local scope, global scope. So those are the topics all there in here only. Okay. That means this is not a big that means like big topic. I am telling with different examples to for your understanding purpose. Of course, this example will the final example to understand in a better way. I will tell you the execution. Now it will execute this part. Of course, it is A equal to 1000. That means A will be acts like a global variable. Of course, I am not defining any global A like this, but it is a global variable. It is final. I think everybody knows that. Outer function. Outer function means, but it will not print it. Print line is there before the outer function. That means print line is there after outer function. That means outer function will be executed. A equal to 10, A will be printed here. That means it is a local variable. It is a local variable. Okay. So now after that DEF will not be executed. It will go to this part. Inner function. That means it is going to execute inner function. Now it will check non-local A. That means A local variable values will be replaced with A100 value. That means non-local A means non-local is a keyword which is whatever the variable you are defining with non-local keyword. Now it acts like a non-local variable, and whatever the value you are assigning to it, that is only the final value, because local values will be removed from the memory. After that A equal to 100, again it is going back, and if it is printed here this, then the A value will get 100 only. So after the inner function body also completed, it will going back to this line. After function is completed, you can execute this line. What is the A value here? A value outside of the functions, that means inner function and outer function having 2 different values, but the global values always executes in this way. A value here 1000. I think the topics are very clear today. I hope everyone is fine. Oh, 1 minute. So please give once non-local A in outer function. Okay. Okay. And output is 10, 100, 10. Is it right? Okay. Some student is asking doubt. So I will tell you. So whatever is the question you are asking, I will tell you. Wait. So non-local A. That means I have to remove here. She is asking to print the non-local A here only. So that means before A or after A. Is it good? Is it okay? Can you please see my screen? So I am printing non-local A here. Is it okay after a value? Tell me please. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So let me run it, guys. So it is getting error. No binding for non-local A. Because why it is getting error? 1 minute. Let me check. Non-local A. That means non-local is okay. Okay. That means here you are not giving any value first. Here it is getting non-local A means you are taking this value. But after the outer function, it is executing directly like this value. But you are not assigning any value before. That's the reason it is getting error. No binding for non-local A found. That means here you no need to give that non-local value. Okay, that's why it is getting error. Okay, you no need to give that value. So that means it is a local only here. Okay, here it is a inside function. I already told you one example. I will tell you. Nested functions concept only non-local will be used. Once again I am telling. Here you can see my notes. Okay, I am telling. So non-local variables are used in nested functions. You are using in a outer function. Now it cannot be possible. So that's the reason it is getting error. Okay. Next. 1 minute. I will remove this first. And if you have any more questions, you can ask, no problem. And I will paste here. Okay. Sir, A equal to 100. Okay. Should not be given in the 18. 18 line is not there. What 18 line? Can you please tell me, Vishnu, once again? Shall I remove the A value 100? Shall I remove? You are asking that. Can you please respond? Okay, guys. Of course, after 6:36 now, we will discuss the class on Saturday. If you have any doubts, you can ask. I will be here only. So you can, Vishnu, you can go ahead with your question. So if you have any works, you can leave the session. No worry. I think I hope it is clear. I will send the material. And please, everybody should listen up to completion of the class. Then only you will get my material. Because some students are attending 40 minutes even. I'm not sending the material to those persons. Okay. So I hope you understand. Vishnu, can you come again? You can ask your question. Sir, in the last example, you gave A equal to 100 again in line 18. In the last example, can I open the last example? No problem. I will open. So final example before that here. Okay. So shall I copy this and you can ask your doubt now? I'm removing this. Okay. Okay. Now you can tell in the last time you gave A equal to 100 again in the line 18. So now line numbers will be changed. You can go ahead with the question or so 1 minute. I will give the spaces also. I remove the spaces also. You can ask your question. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. Now line numbers are exactly correct. You can ask your doubt now. Okay. So not that one, sir. The way you gave non-local in outer function. Not that one, sir. What? What is no? I am giving the non-local function only inner function, right? 1 minute. Vishnu, please unmute yourself. You can ask your doubt. I am giving the option to you.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me, Vishnu. No problem. So this is the question or final example? Cheppamma. నీ వాయిస్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుందమ్మా ఒకసారి మళ్ళీ చెప్పమ్మా కొంచెం సిగ్నల్ లోకి వచ్చి చెప్పు మొబైలేనా
లేదు సార్ ల్యాప్టాప్ సార్
ఓకే ఓకే ఇప్పుడు బాగానే ఉంది వాయిస్ ఇప్పుడు చెప్పమ్మా ఇప్పుడు వాయిస్ బాగానే ఉంది
ఇందాక అవుటర్ ఫంక్షన్ లో నాన్ లోకల్ ఇచ్చారు కదా సార్
ఒక్క నిమిషం ఇందాకంటే ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జాంపులా
లేదు సార్ మిమ్మల్ని ఎవరో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇమ్మని చెప్పేసి అడిగారు కదా సార్
ఓకే ఓకే అవును నాన్ లోకల్ ఏ అని ఇచ్చాను అది అదే తీయను ఇప్పుడు ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీయనపోని ఒకసారి చెప్పు అది చెప్పు నేను కాపీ చేస్తాను అంటే లైవ్ లో చూపిస్తాను కదా నీ డౌట్ ఏంటో ఓకేనా
ఓకే సార్.
అదే ఇప్పుడు నేను కాపీ చేశాను 1 మినిట్
ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకే ఇప్పుడు ఈ నాన్ లోకల్ ఏ తీసేసి 12th
అవుటర్
లైన్ లో
ఫంక్షన్
పెట్టమను
ఇచ్చారు.
అవుటర్ ఫంక్షన్
ఎస్
ఇచ్చాను
సార్.
అవును అవును అవును
మళ్ళా ఇక్కడ ఏ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 100 ఇచ్చారు సార్, అందుకే అది ఎర్రర్ వచ్చింది సార్.
అలా అన్నా నెక్స్టెడ్ ఫంక్షన్ అని ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసేసాం
ఎస్ సార్. ఇక్కడ నాన్ లోకల్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఏ వాల్యూ 100 ఇవ్వకపోతే కరెక్ట్ గానే వస్తుంది కదా సార్ అవుట్పుట్.
ఇప్పుడు అసలు ఎర్రే
18th
రావట్లేదు
లైన్ లో ఏ ఈక్వల్ టు 100.
ఇప్పుడు ఏ ఈక్వల్ టు 100 తీసేసేనా నేను తీసేనా
ఎస్ సార్. ఎస్ సార్.
తీసేసి రన్ చేస్తున్నాను బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ ఎర్రర్ ఏ ఈక్వల్ 100 తీసేస్తే ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది ఎందుకంటే ఫంక్షన్ లో బాడీ లేదు కదా మరి ఇన్నర్ ఫంక్షన్ లో బాడీ లేదు ఏదో ఒకటి చెప్పండి మరి అక్కడ ఏమైనా ఇమ్మంటే అక్కడ ఇస్తాను పోనీ ప్రింట్ ఏమన్నా
ఎస్ సార్. ఎస్ సార్.
అంటే మరి అక్కడ ఏదోటి ఇవ్వకుండా వాల్యూ రాదు కదా 1 మినిట్ ప్రింట్ ఇస్తాను అంటే ఫంక్షన్ రాసాం బాడీ లేదు కాబట్టి ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది ఒకసారి ప్రోగ్రామ్ చూడు కరెక్ట్గా ఉంది కదా నేను రన్ చేస్తున్నాను
ఎస్ సార్.
నువ్వు అడిగినట్టు స్టిల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ ఎర్రర్ నో బైండింగ్ ఫర్ నాన్ లోకల్ ఏ బౌండ్ నీకు వచ్చింది అవుట్పుట్ ఎలా వచ్చింది అసలు అవుటర్ ఫంక్షన్ లో డిక్లేర్ చేస్తే
ఆన్లైన్ జీడిపిలో చేసినప్పుడు వచ్చింది సార్ నాకు.
అవునా నేను చాలా వెబ్సైట్లు చూశాను ఒక్క నిమిషం నాన్ లోకల్ అని కొడతాను చూడండి చూపిస్తాను పోనీ నాన్ లోకల్ అని కొడితే నీకే తెలుస్తుంది బట్ నేను నెక్స్ట్ ఫంక్షన్స్ తోనే వర్క్ అవుద్దని చెప్పాడు చూద్దాం నాన్ లోకల్ కీవర్డ్ ఇన్ పైథాన్ ఓకే ఇదిగో చూడు క్లియర్ గా ద నాన్ లోకల్ కీవర్డ్ యూజ్డ్ టు వర్క్ విత్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఇన్సైడ్ నెస్టెడ్ ఫంక్షన్స్ వేర్ ద వేరియబుల్ షుడ్ నాట్ బిలాంగ్ టు ద ఇన్నర్ ఫంక్షన్ use the keyword non-local to declare that the variable in not local. I already gone through it W3 schools. ఈ వెబ్సైట్ లో కూడా నేను చూసాను అందుకే కలర్ వేరేగా ఉంది ఆ కలర్ అది ప్రోగ్రామ్ జెడ్ గీక్స్ ఫర్ గీక్స్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ 5 వెబ్సైట్లు చూస్తే కానీ నేను ఇందులోకి రాలేదు సో నెస్టెడ్ ఫంక్షన్ అనే వర్క్ అవుతుంది విష్ణు నాకు తెలిసి అవ్వట్లేదు మరి
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే
ఓకే స్టిల్ ఎనీవన్ హ్యావింగ్ డౌట్స్ ప్లీజ్ లెట్ మీ నో if it is clear I will end the session then ఇట్స్ క్లియర్ ఓకే నేను ఒకటి మర్చిపోయాను కదా యాక్చువల్గా ఇది ఒకటి చెప్తానన్నాను కదా సో కొంతమంది స్టూడెంట్స్ నాకు గ్లోబల్ కీవర్డ్ యూజ్ చేసి ప్రోగ్రామ్ పంపించారండి ఇది సమ్ ఆఫ్ ఇంటిగ్లిజెస్ ప్రోగ్రామే ఇది కూడా కరెక్టే ఇప్పుడు ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ పాజిటివ్ నెంబర్ 123 లైక్ దిస్ ఐఎమ్ గెటింగ్ సమ్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 6 యూ కెన్ చెక్ నో ప్రాబ్లం సేమ్ లాజిక్ బట్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే మనం రాసిందల్లా ఎంటర్ ఎనీ పాజిటివ్ నెంబర్ రాసిన తర్వాత సమ్ ఈక్వల్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ డిజిట్స్ ఇది ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ సమ్ అనే వేరియబుల్ తీసుకోవట్లేదు డైరెక్ట్ గా ఫంక్షన్ ఇక్కడ కాల్ చేసేచ్చు నో ప్రాబ్లం ద సమ్ ఆఫ్ డిజిట్స్ దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు దిస్ పార్ట్ ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ 123 will allot to this place so global sum that means if sum is assigned to 0 if you are making any changes with some variable okay so you don't get any error so that's the reason I'm giving like global sum like this if I am removing global sum here I will get a wrong result definitely I will tell you guys because it cannot be updated right for example if I am giving global sum here so number is greater than 0 123 is greater than 0 remainder will takes like 3 sum equal to sum plus remainder sum initially assigned to 0 that means sum will be 3 now or now sum of digits of number floor division of 10 that means 123 by 10 means 12 will be the answer and again it is going back to the number greater than 0 that means 12 greater than 0 condition is true again okay so remainder equal to 12 modulus 10 that is 2 now 12 modulus 10 is 2 sum equal to sum plus remainder sum is 120 sum is already 3 plus 2 now so 3 plus 2 is 5 next so 12 by floor division of 10 it will give 1 only after that it will go to this part again so 1 is greater than 0 this is also true so remainder equal to 1 modulus 10 1 modulus 10 value is 1 only sum plus remainder sum is earlier 5 plus 1 is 6 now sum of digits of number that means it is a function only okay sum of digits means again it will go to the sum function again okay but global sum means it will not take the 0 value so that's the reason it is getting only 5 plus 1 like that okay so here once again it is getting 1 floor division of 10 that will give 0 so 1 floor division of 0 means 0 greater than 0 condition false But 0 greater than 0, before going to that, it will check only function value like this. That means number is 0, 0 greater than 0, condition false, like that. Okay. Then return sum. That means whenever the condition is false, return sum will be printed. Sum is 6. So in this way, you can also you can also use global keyword. For example, if I am removing global keyword here, okay, I'm running the program, I'm getting error, okay, because here local variable sum defined in enclosing scope. Here you are giving sum equal to sum plus remainder. So that's the reason here we are getting a different values. That means sum plus remainder means I am giving a sum equal to 0. Whenever I am adding a remainder, some value is changed. So some value changing means you have to declare the sum variable with global here. This is the way you should understand how global variable can be used in our programs. I think hope it is clear. If I am giving global sum, then I am not getting any error. But for example, if I am removing this line, you can add sum equal to 0 in this also, you will get an error only. Okay, that means here global keyword will be plays a major role for while using this program. Okay, while learning this program, this is also one of the way some students submitted like this, but of course it is very big, but because you know how to write a programs in different ways, that's the reason only I'm sending the answer in your chat box. Okay, thank you guys. Stay home, stay safe. Okay, so we'll discuss the class Sunday and Saturday, not Sunday. Okay, so tomorrow is October 2nd. Okay, thank you guys. Take care. Stay home, stay safe.